CACs establish an intake screening process, it's really important that they get connected to the military partners in their area who can support kids and families.
A person would necessarily need to be an expert on the military community and military practices. I will say that being a former military member, I served 8 years in the Air Force active duty, absolutely helps a lot in the position that I'm in. I think it is, though, helpful to have a basic understanding of military culture, military lifestyle, the different military branches, and even within the military branches, how it differs between active duty, reserves, guard, and especially the different judicial systems.
Step one for us was becoming very familiar with military terminology and learning from our partners.
We did a lot of meetings. We scheduled MDT meetings with military staff, and we made a special MDT meeting with just the military on Barksdale so that we could get to know them better, build that relationship, those connections, and then also have that ability to ask those questions. What does this acronym mean? Why does security forces investigate this and OSI investigate something else?
Earlier on in this initiative, NCA's CAC Military Partnership Collaborative Work Group created some very helpful fact sheets for each branch of service. These sheets answer the question of who are the programs and who are the people that should be involved when a military family comes to the CAC. So here you're going to find information on what is family advocacy program, what are the different law enforcement agencies that are military connected that may be involved in the case, information about the legal system, and medical resources. And they're specific to each branch of service, so that terminology is appropriate for whatever branch of service you're working with.
Start with FAP. Tell, hey, you get an appointment with the coordinator. Say, I'm at this CAC and I'm just trying to come in and to provide services because we do have military families in the community and we just want to see how we can get them better resources in the community on post.
A website called Military OneSource has a link where you can search for all the family advocacies for every branch in every state. All you have to do is go to NCA, find that link for Military OneSource, and it'll take you to that search engine. You can search by your zip code or by the state you're in, and it'll pull up all of the family advocacies in your area.
Would you like to know if there's a military base near your CAC? There are all sizes of bases, and you may not know if a smaller base is within 50 miles of your center. The National Children's Alliance webpage has a map that can show you where the closest base is to you. Go to www.nationalchildren'salliance.org. If you hover over our work, go down to Support for Military Families. Scroll down the page, and you will see where our CACs serving military families. Click on the link here. You can scroll in to your general area. The map will also show you bases that are close by. But if you click on your center, you can scroll down and it will show you right here which bases are close to your center.
CACs are really good at developing relationships. It's such a key aspect of the multidisciplinary team. So CACs know how to do this, and it's really the same when it comes to military partnerships. It's critical for CACs to orient military partners on their program, help them learn about what they do, and then learn about what military programs do as well. CACs that have experience developing military partnerships have some really great ideas for how the other CACs can get started.
One piece of advice for CACs just starting off on these projects is to really focus in the beginning on building great relationships with their military partners. I know it can be tempting to want to jump right into establishing formal agreements and MOUs, but it's important to build those relationships and make sure everybody's at the table before taking the next step.
With the military base, you want to look for where there is a bulletin board. Anybody can put anything informational on a bulletin board. So bring a flyer, a card with everything that who you are and what the services that provide. You put it on all those bulletin board. Somebody's going to pick that up.
The first thing that we've done to engage with our military community is to canvass in person on the military base. I find it more effective to introduce ourselves in person over email and phone because that only can go so far. Secondly, the thing that we've done that actually has been the most productive is hosting lunch and learns. We find that sharing a meal and discussing how we can network and move forward in our relationship with each other and serving our military community goes very far, especially when you're serving someone a free meal, because who doesn't like free food?
So it's like giving them a better understanding. Hey, you are FAP, I am CAC. You are CID, I am CAC. We all come together for the greater good of the kids. So I understand your policy, you understand ours, and we can work together.
You do kind of have to word it in a tactful way that states we're only here to assist the community and to help our military clientele. And we're not trying to gain anything out of it other than establishing a relationship and supporting our community.
Some examples from CACs that have received the CAC Services for Military Installation Sub-Awards have worked with military partners to arrange for CACs to participate in resource fairs on military installations or provide prevention materials in backpacks distributed at back-to-school events on base. Some CACs have sponsored open houses for military partners and spouses to tour the facility and learn about child abuse and how to prevent and report it.
I think a lot of it too is just listening and observing, and it takes time. And so when I watch and see what they need and kind of try to see how our different strengths can work together and how we can support each other, then we find different openings and ways to communicate more together and collaborate, as well as just understand each other. And then that helps us provide that whole rounded service.
If you have questions, ask. I really feel that there's no area where a question doesn't fit. Like, you will get the answers you need, but first you have to ask the question, and you'll definitely be directed to who can help.
NCA has some really helpful resources to help CACs get started. To learn more, please visit learn.nationalchildren'salliance.org/military.